Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Bullshit propaganda.
Cry and moan about mental health. Boo.
600,000 men a year? Not enough.
Not my problem. Designed solely to silence women and queer people.
It's June, which means it's Men's Mental Health Month. Yeah, surprisingly, a lot of people don't actually know about that. Last year, we took a look at some people who were very upset, getting triggered over June being both Pride Month, as we all know, and Men's Mental Health Month. And as a lesbian, this has never bothered me. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I know we're going to take a look at a lot of queer people all seem to follow a certain script, that this is taking attention from our gayness. May I remind you, if you need gay to be involved, gay men benefit from conversations about men's mental health as well. We'll get into all of that, but I do think most normal people, regardless of gender or sexuality, probably feel the same way. They have fathers, they have brothers or sons or friends, partners or whoever, people they genuinely care about, and they care about their mental health. Yet every year there is this reaction. People roll their eyes.
Oh, men have it so easy. Why do they need a month? Who cares?
That kind of thing. And I want to challenge that assumption today, if that's something you believe, because while men and women do face different societal pressures for sure, different challenges, both experience struggles that can seriously affect their mental health, and those struggles don't exist in isolation. So when men are suffering, it affects the women and families around them. When women are suffering, it affects the men and families around them. These issues are interconnected. Starting off with this video that has almost 500,000 likes, titled, "Why Should I Care About a Man's Mental Health?" So we have some great signs. A septum piercing. And is that Eddie Munson? You're simping over a male character? Not a true misandrist.
Why should I care about a man's mental health when the only thing a man has ever said about my mental health is you must be on your period?
Here, I'll be the first woman. You sound like you're on your period. If the only thing that men in your life have ever said about your mental health is you must be on your period, yeah, that's very unfortunate. It's hard to believe that no man has ever cared about you, like not even a family member. But okay, let's say you're telling the truth. That is still a strange argument here, because men's mental health awareness is about half the population. Half the population collectively is not saying women's mental health does not matter. By your logic, if some women have dismissed men's struggles, does that mean we shouldn't care about women's mental health either? I think this is all resentment based on personal experience, and most people have had members of the opposite sex dismiss their feelings at some point in their life, but actually the same with people of the same sex. Think about it. If you're a woman, you've probably had a woman say something similar, or if you're a man, you've probably had a man say something similar. In fact, that's actually more popular, I would argue, where men say, hey, man up, don't cry, men don't cry, that kind of thing. This does not mean the obvious conclusion is, okay, yeah, I hate all men, I hate all women. Can we just use our brains? Next, men's mental health is a load of BS, just bunch of men playing victim for women to feel bad for them. I think a lot of men try to put on this persona of, oh, I'm so macho, nothing gets to me. This is a very popular heterosexual dynamic. The man is the provider, the woman feels safe with him, he doesn't cry, he never softens, he never opens up about what he's feeling, and the woman is the one who can be emotional and all these things. Now, a lot of that is also rooted in biology and the way that men and women are different. There's nothing wrong with that. I think the issue arises when men feel forced to hide everything. That is not healthy and won't end well. But what this man is arguing is many of the men play victim to gain the approval of women. But I would argue that most women do not find that attractive. Yeah, for sure, there are some pick-me men who do the whole, oh, no one likes me, whatever. And it's in like the sneaky way. They're trying to find a girlfriend through pity. But that doesn't work. Already, I don't think this is accurate, but let's hear him out.
You're out here watching 24/7. You're out here defending cry and moan about mental health. Boo.
So we are starting off by talking about pornography, which I do think is a serious problem, and I've talked about it many times before. I think it affects both men and women negatively. It contributes to loneliness, distorts relationships, but that's exactly why I find this argument strange, right? If someone is struggling with addiction, isolation, any kind of destructive habit, those sound like reasons to care about mental health, regardless of gender, not reasons to dismiss it. So I'm not following.
Nobody loves me, but you out here treat people like shit. You out here trying to troll people on here. You're out here just doing the stupidest shit on the planet, but we want people to feel bad for men's mental health. Me, I don't give two shits about it, because you do it to yourself. You want women to feel bad for you, but it's like, You do it to yourself.
I also think this proves how much you center women, because in your mind you're thinking, oh, these men want to raise awareness for men's mental health because they want to look a certain way to women. But what if women aren't even part of the conversation? What if they're not part of the equation and men just genuinely care about their brothers, about themselves, about their fathers, whoever, and their mental health? Like, that's also a possibility, right? Like, not everyone is a pick-me boy. This might be some projection. I don't know. I don't think absolutely everything is about finding a partner. There are many reasons someone could be struggling mentally. Yes, isolation is, a huge part of that. Many men have been assaulted. Many men have experienced all kinds of different types of trauma, substance abuse, grew up in a dysfunctional household. I mean, the list goes on. And same with women. Not everything is about, let's all raise awareness because I want a girlfriend, because I want a boyfriend. No, why is that where your mind goes?
Because you don't want to grow mentally and spiritually and whatever. Because most of you are dead inside. You have no empathy. You have no morals. You have no self-respect.
If someone's dead inside and they're struggling, even with things like empathy, again, more of a reason to raise awareness, to talk about mental health, to talk about this lack of empathy we're seeing, I would argue not just from men, but from women nowadays, right?
And you want others to respect you, yada, yada, yada. And you want some sympathy because you got some mental health problems. You do to yourselves.
You're also taking the worst stereotypes about men and then using them to justify not caring about an entire group of people, a group you're part of, by the way. Like, does your mental health not matter? Some people in a group behave badly, therefore nobody in that group deserves compassion. No, that's silly. There are absolutely men who consume too much pornography, as he mentioned. There are men who are rude, who are immature, who are selfish, who are unpleasant to be around, and there are women who are rude, who are selfish, unpleasant to be around. But the existence of bad people does not invalidate an entire conversation about mental health, right? Like, on one hand, we're told men need to be more emotionally aware, more self-reflective, more willing to discuss their struggles. And then when mental health is brought up, the response is, well, I don't care. You did it to yourself. Okay, so which is it? Are we trying to encourage healthier behavior, or are we just looking for an excuse to dismiss people we don't like? Because if someone genuinely believes that a group is suffering from things like addiction and isolation and all these things, those sound like reasons to talk about mental health, not to mock it.
Apparently, it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Bullshit propaganda, whatever.
Propaganda. That's a new one.
And the men are getting mad because nobody gives a because nobody cares about their mental health. But, like, here's the thing, the men don't care about their mental health either. Because if they did, why don't you motherfuckers just, commit yourselves into the psych ward for the next month? There's a bright idea. They'll care about you there. They'll give you the attention there. Also, we've been saying for a very long time, there's a mental health crisis amongst the men. I mean, hey, 99% of are men. I would go out on a limb here and say there's probably a mental health crisis going on there too. There's a common denominator, right?
You arrive at the conclusion that men's mental health awareness is stupid. So if you genuinely believe there's a crisis, wouldn't that be an argument for more awareness rather than less? Bringing up rapists doesn't really address the point either, because the overwhelming majority of men are not rapists. So just like when discussing women's mental health, we don't judge all women by the worst women. We shouldn't judge all men by the worst men. Mental health awareness is supposed to be about helping ordinary people who are struggling, not assigning collective guilt to half the population. It is important to have, especially other men, be more comfortable talking about their mental health.
I came here to check on you, just to let you know that everything that you've gone through turned you into the person that you are today. And that doesn't negate your feelings or emotions. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for. Never underestimate the hole your absence would leave if you weren't here. No matter what you're going through, right? You never have to look like your circumstance.
Men's Mental Health Month and Pride Month being in the same month makes perfect sense. Half of y'all aren't battling demons, you're battling repressed gay thoughts. Half of them, really. Where are we getting those numbers? I'm just curious. If a man is struggling mentally, the real explanation must be that he's secretly gay. I mean, are there men who are repressing their sexuality? 100% yes. But you're reducing every male struggle, every discussion about loneliness and depression, you're probably just gay. Not much else can be said because this is not even an argument. Men's Mental Health Month. Don't you bully gay guys? Yes, some bully gay men 100%. Some gay people bully other gay people too. But what does that have to do with whether men's mental health matters? It's another example of taking a real issue and then using it to dismiss an entirely different one. Men's Mental Health Month? Where was the sympathy for men when other men were ruining gay men's mental health? Again, those men matter too. In fact, raise awareness on why it's not okay to bully gay men or to bully straight men. Like, it wouldn't be okay to bully anyone. Well, it's also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month too.
There's no such thing as evil people. Just ordinary people who do bad things because they're unhappy.
Jump.
What?
Jump.
It's very productive. We're telling people to kill themselves because they're mentioning Men's Mental Health Month. And you knew when you saw that septum piercing, there's a lot going on with this specific piercing. It's coming out from the sides. It's going up to the brows. I think I saw like the devil on the neck. Amazing. You are proving the point why these conversations are needed in the first place, right? Why we need mental health support, because this is not normal.
Jump.
We lose 108 men every day to suicide. It's okay to not be happy. It's okay to not feel aligned in your life. It's okay to feel like you're lost. I've been there. I'm still here sometimes, and it comes in waves, but I want you to know that people care about you. I care about you. If you ever need a video where someone cares about you, I am here. This is me. I know exactly what you're going through. Some days you don't even want to lift your head off the pillow. Some days you have to manually breathe in the shower because you're having anxiety attacks. Some days you feel like no one understands you and you're speaking a different language. Some days it just doesn't feel like anything's worth it anymore. But I promise you it is. I promise you there's light, and I promise you that all of this is worth it. God is molding you into the person you're meant to be. I promise you. Don't ever give up.
I don't give a about your mental health if you don't care about fighting for women.
The men are going to come out of the woodworks and talk about their mental health for Men's Mental Health Month, and then demand that you as a woman give a about it.
I haven't seen one video from a man saying, women, I am demanding you to care about Men's Mental Health Month. Most of the videos, when you search this up, are women and men mocking it, and then some men and some women taking it seriously, offering support, talking about how to improve your mental health. I haven't seen anything where it's like,
listen, you stupid bitches, you have to care about men's mental health.
what is she talking about?
Let's all keep in mind that these men who are going to be posting about men's mental health have done absolutely zero advocacy work for women over the past year. Let me also add that the biggest victims of men's mental health struggles are going to be the women and children around them.
So even more of a reason for you to care about it. This does affect women. So why are we against Men's Mental Health Month? Like, what is so triggering about it to you?
The only person responsible for the management of your mental health struggles is you.
100% true. This applies to women. This applies to men. All right. If you feel like it is your responsibility to pick yourself up, to go improve your diet, your sleep, get off the phone, go see a therapist if need be. Worst comes to worst, you need meds, that's also fine. But it is in your hands. No one is going to come in and save you. It is your responsibility to improve.
I also want to remind you that women are not responsible for why men cannot talk about their mental health struggles. Do I have to care about random men on the internet's mental health? No. But you do have the space to speak about that. But you guys chose to listen to Andrew Tate and fall down the red pill pipeline, and now you think that going on a walk will fix your schizophrenia.
Not schizophrenia, but going outside, touching grass, spending less time on the phone will definitely improve your mental health in general. But of course, if you're dealing with something like schizophrenia, you need professional help for sure. I don't know, did Andrew Tate say that? Did he say schizophrenics just go take a walk, don't take your meds? I don't think so. If you did, okay, that's wrong.
Men on a mass scale start advocating for women's issues and start caring about liberating women, maybe then women will give a about your mental health issues, but that is not going to be this June.
What are we liberating women from? We're talking about here in America. What are we fighting for specifically, girl?
You guys have not put in the work to deserve the sympathy and empathy from women and the work from women to advocate for your struggles.
I don't know, you seem to think that sympathy is something people have to earn through political activism. Like, people don't apply that logic anywhere else. We don't usually say someone has to campaign for another group before they're allowed compassion. Now, again, she's 100% right that women are not responsible for fixing men's mental health. Perhaps some very lonely men and very lonely women who are very bitter, who can't find a date, who blame half the population for that and think it's the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever, responsibility to date them. then yeah, I know those exist and I know that they probably agree with that. But normal people do not think this, and that is not a common argument. The responsibility for improving your life, of course, ultimately falls onto you. You acknowledging a problem existing and having awareness around it is not the same as asking women to solve it. You're assuming every man discussing mental health is some super Andrew Tate fan who hates women. But also, most men are not those red-pilled podcasters. They're ordinary people dealing with stress and job loss and family problems and relationship issues and anything that you can also struggle with, girl. Okay, you don't have to personally care about every random person on the internet, but I don't understand why recognizing those struggles has become so controversial.
As a man, I know how hard it is to open up about things in your life. You know, as a man, we've always been kind of taught to keep things dug deep down inside of us, not really open up about our life that much or tell people how we're actually feeling. Because as a man, you're supposed to be this strong, independent person that can go through anything and do anything in life. But the reality is, even though we are men, we still need to let out a cry every now and then. You can open up about things in life. You know, I know it's hard because we've always been taught not to. Opening up can really help you out more than you think it can.
When somebody brings up Men's Mental Health Month during Pride Month, right, because it's the same month. They're both in June.
Boo-hoo, shut up, boo-hoo, shut up. And that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Why does this have to create conflict, though? I think we're capable of talking about more than one issue at a time. Acknowledging that some men are struggling does not take anything away from gay people, except maybe a little bit of attention, which I'm fine with. I feel like we get enough attention as it is, with all the rainbow that you cannot escape, and the half-naked men and women with whips and chains, with their doggy masks, crawling around at the family-friendly pride parades. I think we get enough attention. Yeah, actually even more of a reason to talk about men's mental health, because you know those gay guys at the pride events? Again, there's something mentally wrong if you leave the house in that and you think, yeah, this is fine. I feel no shame. I'm basically naked and I'm going to a pride parade that's labeled kid-friendly and I'm going to be crawling on the floor dressed as a dog. Gay or straight, it doesn't matter. There's something wrong with you. 600,000 men a year? Okay, not enough. Talking about sewer slide. So now we're just mocking human suffering. Like, again, coming from these so-called compassionate mental health advocates, but only for women and gay people, I guess. But again, gay men exist. That would be terrible to say, oh, only gay men matter. But still, I bet these people would not say this to their gay bestie, yet they post this. When a man brings up Men's Mental Health Month to ignore the fact that women still aren't treated equally.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
We really don't give a It's not a major holiday.
Yeah, we're not treated equally because conversations about our mental health are treated more seriously. Of course, there will be some men who are bitter and hate women with a passion. That exists as well. But when you look at the reaction from the majority, it is not this. It is not make noise for a moment of silence. It's not this triggered reaction when we're talking about women's mental health. If we're talking about depression among men, how does that erase concerns about women? Me to every man who's saying it's Men's Mental Health Month. You're gay! You're gay! It's so funny because I'm sure you call yourself progressive. Yet you're using being gay as an insult. And also, what does sexuality have to do with whether men's mental health matters? A straight man can struggle, a gay man can struggle. Like, come on, guys. Let's just be adults for a second.
It's Men's Mental Health Month, and you know what that means. Now we can be scumbags and justify it. Got anxiety.
I mean, there are people that do this, that try to excuse their poor behavior by saying, oh, well, I have anxiety. But again, that's not what Men's Mental Health Month is about.
Y'all don't actually care about Men's Mental Health Month. Y'all only suddenly care about it when someone talks about Pride Month. But then be the same people that make fun of gay men for being gay. Y'all are the same people to tell other men, oh, that's gay. Oh, we can't hug. That's gay. Oh, quit being emotional. Just thug it out. And then ask, well, why don't people care about Men's Mental Health Month? You can have both Pride Month and Men's Mental Health Month.
I think he raises some fair points here, right? There are absolutely men who mock other men for showing emotion, who call everything gay, like as an insult, who make it harder for other men to open up. Andrew Tate, like we talked about, cough, cough. But I don't think that means Men's Mental Health Month is pointless. You know, if anything, again, it reinforces why these conversations need to happen.
80% of them are by men. We often blur the lines of Men's Mental Health Month as a way to say we have it worse off than women. We don't, but we've trained ourselves not to reach out. We've trained ourselves to thug it out. Men are terrified of facing their innermost feelings. They'd rather just ignore them and push them so far down and decide one day when they can't take it anymore, that'd be better just not exist at all, rather than to reach out and bother somebody, or to be perceived less than a man. The dilemma of not wanting to have feminine traits is often what leads to this epidemic in men. So I implore you, don't treat it as a comparison. I have it worse off than you. Treat it as you need help and you're begging for someone to answer the call. So make the call.
Opinion on male men. Not my problem. No, but seriously. We need to fix it before it spreads. And before they make more podcasts.
What do we have to fix? Men's mental health? Or stop the spread of Men's Mental Health Month? Like, what are you talking about? Like, if someone said, oh, Women's Mental Health Month isn't my problem, stop it before it spreads, you know, preventing women from speaking about their experiences, I think everyone would be like, it's very insensitive. And you don't have to personally take responsibility for someone else's struggles. Like, we've said this so many times, but there's a difference between saying, it's not my job to fix this, and just straight up mocking mental health.
If you are homophobic, you don't give about men's mental health. I love that Pride Month and men's mental health awareness. That happens at the same time. I love it because there are so many homophobic men who are suddenly pretending like they care a lot about men's mental health.
It's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, said by a man who bullies, degrades, and invalidates gay men. Yeah, that's hypocrisy, because you don't care about that man's mental health. You must have something going on to do something like that. So that's all true. If you're genuinely homophobic and you're bullying people, then yeah, you're contributing to mental health problems for other men. We're talking about, you know, addiction, anxiety, all these things. Most of those people are not sitting around plotting how to make life miserable for gay men. It's Pride Month and here go a straight man throwing a pity party with the classic, it's Men's Mental Health Month too, you know.
And like, oh my God. Shut up. Like, okay, they get it. Like,
oh, nobody cares about men's mental health. Men don't care about men's mental health. I would argue women care more about men's mental health because we want y'all to be okay, so you stop doing fucked up shit to us.
Yeah, that's part of it. More of a reason to raise awareness. I don't get it. But also many men care because many men are affected. We should care about men's mental health because men are human beings, not because of what they can do for women. Their well-being has value in and of itself. It's a human life. Both men and women are humans.
You a man. Men don't cry. I can't believe you being so vulnerable. Stop acting like a bitch. Remember that you matter. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let go. It's okay to express your feelings. It's okay to be vulnerable because you're a human. You're a man, but you're also a human. I love you.
Septum piercing, so this is going to be a great take.
Yeah, but don't forget it's mental health, it's Men Mental Health Month, right? No, it's Men Mental Health Month. What do you mean? It's Men Mental Health Month. I'm man, I deserve attention. I'm man.
It's an incredible argument. She really got me there. Septum piercing? Yes. Okay. So it's gonna be good.
Men's Mental Health Month is a really stupid concept designed solely to silence women and queer people because there is no Women's Mental Health Month. Not officially, at least. Not to this large of a scale. There is no Women's Mental Health Month. But there is a mental health month that is including both of them. But men did not like the idea that Pride was overshadowing them, so they exploded this idea so much that it was almost like it was fighting with Pride Month. And men will bring up constantly how they're more likely to die by suicide than women, but it takes 2 seconds of research to know that women are also more likely to attempt suicide than men. Men just tend to go with more successful and traumatic, violent ways, but women are going to use less messy, less traumatic things that are less successful.
So first of all, we do have Mental Health Awareness Month and Women's Health Month every May. We also have National Women's Health Week and countless organizations that specifically focus on women's mental health. Now, even if women attempt more often while men die more often, I'm not sure what point that's supposed to prove because both statistics are tragic. So this idea that Men's Mental Health Month exists to silence women and gay people, or queer people, that doesn't make sense either because we can discuss multiple issues at the same time. It is not a competition.
By the time you are done watching this video, another man somewhere in the world will have decided that leaving this world is better than staying in it. In the United States, that's one man every 13 to 14 minutes. That's 100 to 110 men every day who make up about 40,000 men annually. Brother to brother, I love you, and I am proud of you. And whatever you are feeling, it is okay to feel that. And even more so, it is okay to talk about it. I am begging you to stay here.
I think one of the saddest things about this entire conversation is that so many people seem genuinely incapable of extending compassion to people outside of their own group. Men's Mental Health Month is not a threat to Women's Mental Health Month and vice versa, and same thing with Pride Month and Men's Mental Health Month. These things do not have to compete with one another unless we decide that we have to make them compete. So despite what social media, might be telling you, both matter, and your value is not determined by things like income or relationship status or your career or your looks or whether you appear strong every second of every day. I know that's probably what so many men have heard, that you cannot show emotions, men don't cry, that kind of thing. It's just not the case. If you're dealing with grief, if you're feeling lost, that does not make you weak, okay? It makes you a human, and we all feel low sometimes. You do not have to suffer in silence, okay, to prove anything. Please talk to someone you trust. You can reach out to a therapist if you have access to that, or you can even try virtual therapy. There are some affordable options nowadays. And therapy with a good therapist can be life-changing. Take care of your physical health also. Build a life that exists beyond social media. That is so important. It won't happen overnight, but step by step, you will feel better. It is so important to have a vision of a life that excites you, having something to look forward to, a reason to get up every morning. Whether you're a man or a woman, I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're taking care of yourself. And let me know your thoughts about men's mental health in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell to see more like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.